Hello everybody. Hi. Hello my fans. How are you? Thanks, I'm really good. Thanks for replying. You're the best. You reply so quick. Okay, so what we're gonna talk about today, your girl has a story time. Okay. So what happened? This is called Airport Horror Story, baby. So I probably told this one like on live like a few times, but listen, the world hasn't heard it. It hasn't been broadcasted to all you beautiful people. Okay? So this is the trip, okay? Let me just give you an overline of this, okay? You already know there's gonna be trouble, okay? There's gonna be problems here because this trip was not the most well thought out trip that you would be like, oh my God, this is so easy and like totally perfectly cool, right? Because like most people, they think of comfort, okay? And what did I think of? Not comfort, because I was like, let's just do the cheapest one. So let's go from this to this to this to this. So basically, it was from Ottawa to New York to Qatar, Doha, and I was taking Qatar Airlines. Doha to Lahore. Okay, it doesn't sound that bad, but it was bad, okay? So let me tell you what happened. I got so mad at the end, girl. Oh, damn. Like, I don't, like, shout at, like, people, but I had to. This was, like, I'm so tired that I need to shout. So, like, basically, the smart idea here was book it from New York, sis. Book it from New York. That's the smartest thing. That's the smartest idea you got. I went from Ottawa to New York by road. That's a good 14 hours. So 14 hours, I'm like already tired, and then we go from one place to another place within New York. So it's like you're going from the city to Queens. So we did that, Manhattan to Queens, okay? Me and my mom, by the way. So we went there. We're sitting in JFK. Okay, now what's happening in JFK is our flight didn't go yet. They said it's half an hour delayed. I'm like, okay, whatever. Half an hour, not that big deal. Kind of weird because it was like, I think it was a Boeing 777 or something. So it was like one of the big planes, and it's like, it's a long flight. It's like 12, 13 hours, at least 11, 12 hours, something like that. So I'm like, okay, it's a little bit weird, but I'm not worried yet. And 1 hour, and 2 hours, and 3, and 4, and 5. At the 5-hour mark, okay, 2-hour mark, everybody was pissed. Everybody was mad, okay? And you know them people in New York, they don't really hold their tongues. Okay, if this was Canada, they would be like, excuse me, when is the flight going? In the first place, if this was Canada, the flight wouldn't have been late, okay? But they had some technical issues, and people started saying that, like, there was rumors, you know, going around the gate, and people started saying, yo, what is this? I'm telling you, they knew the whole time. They knew the whole time. This is like later, like 6-hour mark, somewhere there. They knew that we couldn't go. They knew that this is gonna happen, and they're not telling us. They're not telling us. So at the 7-hour mark, lo and behold, what happens? They cancel it. They freaking cancel. All hell broke loose. JFK, never going there again. I'm triggered. I have PTSD from that, okay? No. So like, I'm sitting there, I'm like this. Okay, let's just talk about what happens during that time. Nobody's going from New York to Lahore, okay? No one is. Because they're going, well, most people aren't, because it's such a long flight. It's like, people don't want to do that. They want to go straight from New York, or they want to go through London or something, you know, that's easier. So I was like, okay, there's probably not a lot of people. They're going to Doha, and then from Doha, they're going to different places. So it depends. If you're taking a Lahore flight, if you're taking India, whatever, you know. So I'm just like, okay, everybody's wilding out. And in the midst of that ruckus, what happens? I meet an auntie. I meet an auntie. And you know what? Don't trust aunties in airports. I'm gonna give you that tip from sister to sister, okay? Don't trust them, because you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, Jenny Jawan Kuriye. Chal mere bag phad. That means she young. Pick up my 6 bags. And that's exactly what happened. So it wasn't just like pick up my 6 bags and like check them or something. It was like, sis, all my shit is still here. The flight is canceled. Now what's going on? We're getting hotels. They had no idea about boarding. They had no idea about what to do with like boarding passes. They had no idea what's gonna happen, what flight we're gonna get on. You know what they said to us? They said, come back tomorrow to the airport at 5 p.m. Oh my God. All the New Yorkers, all that Avam people, they started screaming. And you know, there's like 2 or 3 white people that are like going to South Africa, you know, or like whatever, like going to like Africa, going to like Bali and shit, you know. And they have their like little bags and like mountain equipment co-op shoes. So, I mean, I met her and she was screaming and she was like, what are you talking about? Oh my God, you're gonna say that's canceled now? And I was like, she British. Girl, she British as hell. And on the other side, there was like this black dude screaming. He was like, what the hell, you know, like, what are you guys doing? What's wrong with you? Give me a boarding pass. Then they started screaming for boarding passes, okay? My brain is like turning into mush at this point. Auntie's all up on my ass. She's like, what you gonna do now? I'm like, Auntie, can you relax? Put your bags on the side. Put them on the side, okay? I'll deal with that later. So what happens is now, they're saying we're giving free hotels to everybody. The amount of uncles I had to go through, okay? I had to run through them. I was like this, excuse me, move the puck over. And I had to like, literally, like, I was like this. And I was wearing chalwar kameez and I was like, koi mainu Lord le jao. Lord jana hai. But like, obviously, no one cared that I'm saying that. My mom and the auntie were just sitting there like this. Mom was like, you better get yourself in them uncles and like, you know, get a hotel real quick. And I was like, okay. Obviously, my mom's not gonna be like, let's spend $200 for freaking JFK Inn or something. So I was going through the uncles, and then finally this Spanish girl, bless your heart, sis, she spotted me. She was like, you come here. Throughout all the angry uncles. They're all like 6 foot, angry ass men. And I'm there like, excuse me, hello, ladies. Okay. I'm done. So she spotted me and she was like, girl, here you go, right? She hooked me up. But like, basically, even her, she was bringing me from one line to another line to another line. Like, I kept changing because I didn't know where to go, what to do. So finally I get a hotel for auntie. Okay, I get a hotel for auntie. That's what I do. I get a hotel for auntie and myself, obviously, and my mom. So what happens now is we go downstairs, it starts raining. I'm like, very nice, good time to rain. So it starts raining and I'm like really tired because at this point, the flight was supposed to leave at 8 p.m. Now it's like 2 a.m. It's like 2 a.m. So we go downstairs, we get a taxi. Auntie's talking. She's like, Mera munda designer hai. Mera munda hai. And we're just like, okay, right? So you're gonna like send a rishta or what? Like what's going? I don't know. You're a munda designer? Okay, can you design some clothes for me? What's going on, right? She's talking. I'm like this. Okay, all right. Auntie, I'm fucking tired. Okay, please stop. So anyway, I didn't say that, but I was like, Angie, very nice. Okay, all right. So then we go. I wake up in the morning. I'm smart. I'm smarty pants, okay? I don't like go to the airport and be like, help me. I call them. I say, yo. I didn't say yo. But I said, hello, excuse me. I need a flight. So they booked me a flight to London. And they were like, okay, you're gonna go from London to Lahore. London to Lahore? No, London to Doha to Lahore. Or you can wait another day and then we can get you a straight flight. I was like, sis, I'm trying to get to Lahore as soon as possible. So I'm gonna go to London, looks like. So we go on to London. Everything's cool until London. We leave from London. We go to, sorry, I was trying to remember. I just had to time out for a second. We're leaving from London. We're going to, what do you call it? Doha. So we get to Doha, everything's cool till then. Now, the flight this girl gave me was literally leaving 1 hour or like 30 minutes. It was like boarding time. Like, I would arrive in Qatar at boarding time for Lahore. So it was like perfect. I was like, yes. Like almost boarding time, like 40, 45, 50 minutes, something like that. So, because I had enough time, but it was like, I really just wanted to get to Lahore because I wanted to rest and I wanted to chill and I love Lahore. So I was just aching to get there. So, we're at Qatar and I'm boarding the flight. I'm like, okay, Lahore flight right there. Got off this gate. I'm out to Lahore. I don't care about nothing. I'm too happy at this point. I'm like, yo, I'm so tired. It's been like 3 days. We barely slept in the hotel too in New York. We slept for like 2-3 hours and then we're awake. Because obviously you're under too much stress at that point, you know? So, we're boarding the flight. Now what happens is when I'm walking towards the gate, I didn't even have to check the gate because I could hear, "Oi Shakil nu phad oye, oh Shakil kithe nas gaya oye." So I'm like, oh shit, Shakil's missing. That's my gate. Cause you know, you could just hear the Lahore from them. You could just smell it. You're just like, Lahore, I see you. Because Islamabad, they'll just be like, "Mera bacha kidhar hai? Oh my god, mera bacha gwach gaya." But like Lahore, they'll be like, "Oi Hasan nu phad oye, kithe nas gaya, kithe mar gaya oye. Oh the ki kar rahe hai, munda ki kar rahe hai? Mainu dasso tusi. Miyan ji mainu dasso." So I'm in line and this guy that's checking like boarding people, he's like, "This is not your flight." I'm like, "Are you sure? Look me in the eyes and tell me you're sure." And he's like, yeah, I'm sure this is not your flight. Your flight is in 7 hours. I'm like this. I'm sure my flight wasn't in 7 hours. I already went through so much bullshit that I'm like, no, this is not gonna happen to me right now. But it did. So he was like, "No, this is not your flight." I was like, "Just check on the computer one time, just check." He was like, "No, it's not your flight." And I was like, "Main tonu maar dena kunjro," you know? And then I walk over to the desk. My dad's like, "Ask them for a lounge or something. What the hell are you doing?" He was like, "What are you? Tu ki hai? What DI? Like, what do you think you are?" I was like, "Oh shit, Dad, sorry." So I went and I was like, "Yo, give me a lounge. Do something for me," right? Because Qatar, amazing airport, amazing people, amazing airline, except this time. So he was like, I walked all the way. Okay, so here's the gate. Here's where I was, okay? Mom's sitting in one of those recliner chairs. She's chilling. And I don't know why we had suitcases with us, but we did. I don't know why. I think you had to like get them from London, something weird like that. You know when that shit happens? Ugh. So, I'm like, "Yeah, so what's good?" He's like, "Your flight is boarding and it's gonna stop boarding in 10 minutes. So you better run all the way back across the airport to that same gate you just came from." And he printed me a new boarding pass with like no information on it, but it just said I was on that flight. So I was like, all right. So I'm like, "Mom!" I run. I take the suitcases. I'm like, "Mom, Olympics right now." So I'm like, I get to the gate. I'm furious. I'm not mean to strangers, but sis, I was done. I was on my last goddamn straw. I was like, this is not gonna happen right now. stupid man. I told you, dumb idiot. And I started swearing at him. I was like, fuck Qatar Airlines. Fuck you. You suck. Blah, blah. And you know what this man says? He looks at my mom. He's like, your daughter's waiting. Your daughter is saying bad words. Mom's like, well, you deserve it. I'm like, oh shit. There you go. There you goddamn go, bitch. I don't even care. Like, I'm not a mean person. But when it comes to I'm so tired, it's been 3 days and they keep messing up, obviously I'm going to scream at them. Like, I asked you one time, just look, because I know my flights were messed up. But you didn't. And then I asked you again and again. And I asked him like 4 times and he literally just looked at me like, fuck off. And I was like, okay. Then he was like, sorry. And I was like, hate you, dumbass. And then we sat on the plane and then we got there and I was like, oh my God, finally we're here. But shit, I'm exhausted just like saying that story. God damn. That was so hard for me. Oh my God. Airport horror story for real. No, clickbait? Clickbait. See, I know all the YouTube terms. I'm a YouTube queen now. So thank you so much for listening to my story. And tell me what you want me to talk about, you know? Because I don't know what to talk about. But that's a story time for y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Mwah.